I'm Clinton Anderson, and I have a method for training horses. Getting horses to behave is simple. It's training people that's the real trick. Join me as I tackle some of the most challenging situations with problem horses and with problem owners. Today is a new start for Cider, a 6-year-old rescue mare from Habitat for Horses. All Cider has ever known is abuse, starvation and neglect. My goal, mate, is to gain her respect and build her confidence with humans. How you doing, mate? Jolene, it's great to have you here, Jolene. Let's get your horse off, mate. This mare was loose in the stock trailer, which, to be honest, is I don't typically like to do a lot of that, unless they're really wild, of course, you may have to, but the trouble when you've got them loose is when you open up that back door, they're usually in a hurry and they want to go and bust out of that back door. So I was going to open the back door a little bit, sneak in there, see if I could get the lead rope clipped up on her, and then open the door and see if I could get her out. But you know, as antsy as she was and upset as she was and reactive, I could just see a big wreck happening. I opened up that door, and another thing that tipped me off is I opened up that door about 2 inches and she got a nose and immediately started pushing on that door like she kind of knew what was going on. So to me, my gut told me, you know what, let's just back the trailer up to the pen, open up the gate, she can come out by herself. If she comes out fast, she's not gonna hurt herself and not gonna hurt me or anybody else around her. And then once we've got her in this enclosure, then we can go ahead and do something with her at this particular point. So that's why we ended up backing the trailer in. Don't ever let a horse out of a trailer, especially if he's coming out front first and you be standing there in the middle of the open doorway, because the horses are reactive, and then when they feel trapped and claustrophobic, they're gonna bolt out of those trailers and they're gonna run you over. So what we're gonna do with this mare is we're just gonna let her settle in here for the next hour or so. Then I'll come back in, I'll try and get that halter off her. I'm not a big fan of leaving halters on horses unattended. We'll take that halter off her if we can get up to her enough and get her caught. And then, you know, when we start working with her tomorrow, we can go ahead and take her to the round pen and start the program with this filly. We've got to find out what her name is and the history on her and all that kind of stuff about her. But I'd just like her to kind of get settled in for right now, and then we'll start to work with her, okay? Let's find out some history on this mare and find out why she needs a home and what we can do to help her. Jolene, great to have you on the show, mate.
Thank you.
Jolene, you've come here today and you've been gracious enough to give us one of your horses out of your adoption program that we're going to work with over the next 13 weeks and retrain and get her to be broke and quiet and safe. And eventually we're going to give her away to one lucky viewer around the country that's going to have a great horse that they're going to have for the rest of their life and really enjoy its company. But before we can get into that, I really want to know some history about how this mare got here.
She was seized at 1 year, and then she was adopted a year later.
Right. And then did somebody report the owner? How do you guys become aware of these type of horses?
Generally, you can either report it to law enforcement,
right,
or people come to our website and actually report it through us.
Okay. So then you investigated it. Obviously the horse was being mistreated. It was real skinny and poor. You take it over at that point, correct?
Correct.
And that was when she was a year?
Yes.
So you kept her for how long then before she was adopted out?
A year.
Another year. So you kept her a year, took care of her, and then you adopted her out. What happened with the next person that adopted her?
The family that had her fell upon hard times, and she was starved again.
Okay, so she didn't get any better luck the second trip round.
Right.
So she was real skinny and poor again, and then you had to go take her back again. Is that correct? So I see, you know, you've obviously got great weight on her. She looks real good. She's nice and fat and healthy, which is good because she's going to lose a little bit of that weight over the next 13 weeks, and she'll gain some muscle and she'll tone up and so forth. So her name's Cider. What does she know, mate? What do we know about her history? Is she broken in?
She is not very broke.
Okay.
She can be led. I don't believe she can be tied.
Right, she can't be tied up, right?
She does not like trailers. She has been wormed and her feet do get trimmed.
Okay.
She was very close with the foster jockey that had her.
Okay, right.
And so he was able to do a lot with her. He actually even has put a saddle on her.
Okay, but she's never been ridden, correct?
Oh, no.
No, never been ridden. Okay then, well listen, what the goal is here for this next 13-week series is we're going to work with her, and I'm going to start her in the Downunder Horsemanship methods. And the purpose of this television series was to do two things. Number one, make people more aware that there is a lot of horses that can get adopted out, that can be retrained and can be productive citizens if you use the right techniques, okay? So, and at the very end of it, of course, one lucky owner gets the horse, the saddle, the equipment. I mean, we send them down the road with the whole package. The horse, a brand new saddle, saddle pad, boots, bridle, bit, everything you can name goes out with this horse. All the Cashel products, the fly spray, the fly masks and fly sheets, and this is kind of like, you know, home makeover, but this is horse makeover. Right. This is horse makeover for the horse and horse makeover for the new owner as well. So we anticipate this is going to be a great series. We can't guarantee it, of course. We don't know exactly how trainable she's going to be. Okay, she might be great, she might be not so good, but we're going to get into that as we get along. But the bottom line is there is a real need for people to take horses that are unwanted, train them, work with them, and try and find them a place that they can go.
Fundamentals has shown you the basics. Now it's time to put those principles into practice. Get out of the arena and get on the trail. This all-new supplement will show you how to apply the method on the trail. You get 10 instruction-packed DVDs and 2 hardcover books. That's over $800 worth of training for only $3.99. Get up, get out, and get on the trail.
The mare behind me, her name is Cider. Cider is a 6-year-old Palomino quarter horse mare. Cider's had a very tough upbringing. When she was a year old, she was seized by the police because her owners starved her and mistreated her. She was absolutely in terrible condition. Her ribs were showing, her hip bones, she almost died. She was taken in by a rescue organization called Habitat for Horses. It's a national organization. They do a wonderful job. They take in horses that have been beaten, abused, and starved, and they find them foster homes, and eventually their goal is to get these horses adopted out to people that will take care of these horses for the rest of their lives. So to begin with, our first goal is we brought the Cider in here, we've let her rest in here and so forth. Now we've actually got to start getting the training done. She's had a chance to kind of settle in. She's very frightened, this mare. She's very scared of human beings. She has a halter on her, but she doesn't want to be caught whatsoever. So what I'm going to try and do is get her caught. I'll kind of have to play around with her and see exactly how we're going to get that done. And then my goal is to get her over to my round pen. And we're going to start my program in the round pen. And we're going to show you firsthand how to train a horse, whether it's wild and never been touched or it's been abused, and show you how to get the right foundation on these horses. Remember, Downunder Horsemanship is the very best horsemanship program in the world. It's the easiest to follow. And I'm going to prove it to you over the next 13 weeks, and we're going to see a horse be transformed into a frightened, scared animal into a willing, respectful partner and the horse you've always wanted. So listen, mate, let's get started. So now we've got a halter and lead rope here. She's going to notice that I'm carrying something a little bit different. It's a different color, isn't she? You can tell she can see. See how her ears are pricked up? She's no dummy, okay? So see how anything new she gets frightened of again. Do you see that coming out in her? So just because I've got a different tool in my hand doesn't mean I act differently. I'm not going to just walk straight up to her and try and trap her. Now you notice a lot of the time when I rub her, you notice that I kind of look away, like I'm looking at some cattle over there in the field and some of my brood mares, and it's kind of hard to describe, but it's almost like the more you act like you couldn't care less about them, the quieter they get. But when you look at them and really face them, you're a lot more confrontational. So when I rub her a lot, I'm looking at her at the corner of my eye, but in reality, my body language is like, yeah, I like every other horse more than you. You know, I'm with you, but you know, I don't really care if I catch you or not. And you'd be amazed when a horse thinks that you don't want to catch them, you'd be amazed how they want you to catch them. You try to catch them, they don't want to be caught anymore. There we go, good girl. So now I'm just going to grab the cheek piece of the halter and just move it a little bit just to see how she's going to react to it. That was pretty good. So now I'm just going to go ahead and clip up my clip to the halter. So we'll kind of figure out how halter broke she is here. That's a go. So now I can move a little bit quicker here. So I'm going to go around to her hindquarters to see how much she can follow a feel. It's not too bad there. Well, she's good. She's got some weight on her now, which is good. I'd rather have her a little fatter going into this because she is going to lose some weight when she gets worked. Good girl. So now I'm just going to be a little bit more forward now when I rub her. I'm not going to be quite so relaxed as far as, you know, going slow with her. There we go. Okay. I really want to get my rope halter on this particular horse. I do not like traditional webbing halters like this. In fact, I hate them. These ones and leather ones. The reason I hate traditional webbing type halters is this. The thicker and wider something is on a horse's head, the easier it is for them to lean on it and pull on it. It's just that simple. So these type of halters, in my mind, encourage horses to lean against pressure. I like these rope halters for two reasons. The rope halters are made out of a stiffer rope. You'll notice that the difference between my rope halters and other people's is that my rope is a lot stiffer. The stiffer the rope is, the more it discourages the horse from wanting to lean on it and pull against you. I'm not saying it stops them completely, but it certainly decreases the urge of it a lot. I do not like rope halters that have real big, thick, soft rope. The thicker and softer the rope, the easier and the more it encourages your horse to lean all over them. Now, I certainly didn't invent rope halters. They've been around for hundreds of years. But one thing I like about mine is the stiffness of the rope, the shape and the design of the knots, and it also has two additional knots on the nose band here. These two additional knots work off the pressure points of the horse's nose, okay? So if I press her here, you'll notice that, see how that causes her to back away from that pressure? That's what these knots do, is that when I pull on the halter, it encourages the horse to back away and give vertically to that. So they work off the pressure points off the horse's nose. Horses have pressure points all over their body. What do I call a pressure point? A pressure point to me is an area of the horse's body that is more sensitive than others, that the horse will have a bigger tendency to naturally want to yield and give to that pressure. Well, they for sure have them on the front of their nose here. So when you squeeze them, see how that causes them to back away from that particular pressure. Now, I'm not going to tell you that you could not train a horse using my methods with this type of halter. You could. Will it take you a lot longer? The answer is yes. Will it be as productive? The answer is no. Okay, but you could get it done. I kind of put it in these terms. You can build a house with a farrier's hammer with a little bitty head on it, okay, and a small handle, or you can build a house with a carpenter's hammer that has a big head on it, big long handle. Well, for every nail you knock in the frame, it might take you 3 whacks with a big carpenter's hammer. If you use a little bitty farrier's hammer, it might take you 10 whacks to get the nail to go in. You can still build the house with a farrier's hammer, it just takes you a lot longer. There is no magic piece of equipment that's going to make everything right, okay? The magic is what you're going to do with the equipment, but there is certainly equipment that'll make your job go a lot quicker, be a lot more productive, and will last a lot longer. So I'm going to go ahead and put this halter on her now. Now, to begin with, what I want to do here, just to make sure that she doesn't get away from me here, okay, because I don't want to have to go recatch her again, is I'm just going to rub her a little bit here, and I'm just going to get this over her neck here to begin with, okay? And I'm just going to tie a little bowline on this right now, just so it's around the neck. It can't tighten up around the neck. See how it won't? It's not like a slip knot, but I do somewhat have a hold of her, okay? And I'm just going to pull on that a little bit just so she knows it too, because a lot of horses develop that habit. I don't know anything about this horse, so I'm not going to take any chances. You ever seen those horses develop that habit that as soon as you go to take off the halter, they turn, spin, and bolt? Well, I want her to know that this rope is on her neck, and I need her to give to it and give me 2 eyes. So in case she went to leave town, I want to be able to get her to look at me. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this halter off. There we go. Now as I slide it off, okay, I'm just going to do it slow. That's it. I'm going to keep her head tipped towards me with my rope here. Rightio, let me just rub this around the neck here a little bit. Okay, she's pretty good here. Get her head tipped towards me a little bit. I'm gonna scoop her nose like that. What you don't wanna do is try to catch the horse anywhere, and this one or anywhere, like this, where you're trying to scoop their nose and the horse gets their nose away from you up in the air. Always try to get in a habit of getting your horse's head tipped towards you like this. That's a go. And that way I can put the crown piece around her neck. So now if she went to leave, I can pull her back with this, okay? I always want the horse offering me that nose. Now I can go ahead and scoop a nose with the halter, just like that there, okay? There's correct ways to do everything and ways that will instill good habits in your horses. Rightio. Keep a hold of this a little bit here. Now we'll just go ahead and clip up our lead rope. We can take this off her neck. So now we've got the right equipment on her to begin with here, okay? So, this halter here, this is what I call a creek halter. You know why I call it a creek halter? Because it should be thrown in the creek. I absolutely hate these things. They're cheap, they break easily, and they don't do a very good job training your horse. So now we've got a halter and lead rope on Cider. Let's go ahead and see if we can get her out of this pen, lead her into my round pen, and let's start the Downunder Horsemanship methods with her. You're leaving your buddies, come on.
Clinton Anderson, world-renowned horseman, has designed one of today's most unique handcrafted saddles. Combining time-worn traditions with the latest innovations in saddle making, Clinton and Martin's Saddlery have created the ultimate Aussie saddle, hand-tooled, double-stitched out of premium leather. It's tree handcrafted from Dakota pine. The perfectly engineered fiberglass seat guarantees a natural fit. Eliminates pressure points. This is a saddle built with real life in mind. It gives a rider unique balance, security, comfort, a strong seat, and a perfect fit. Maximizing performance for you and your horse through coordinated movement, a secure and balanced seat, free range of motion, just as nature intended. Clinton Anderson combines the perfect combination of Aussie and American saddle making. Clinton Anderson Aussie Saddle, made exclusively for Downunder Horsemanship. Call or click to order today, or shop our store at a Clinton Anderson Tour event near you.
Okay, Cider. Rightio. We've got the mare to the round pen. She led not too bad. A couple of times on the way over here, she kind of got spooked. And then one time she reared right up in the air and got real worried about the whole deal. But this is where I like to start training a horse, is in the round pen, right here, okay? The reason why I like to start training a horse using the Downunder Horsemanship methods in the round pen is that you first of all got to be able to catch your horse. If you can't catch your horse without having to pin it in the corner of the stall or throw a rope on it, you're not starting the lesson out in the right foot. So basically, I would rather my horse catch me rather than me trying to catch him. It also gives me a chance to get the horse respectful, get him moving his feet forwards, backwards, left and right, getting him moving out of my space without being connected to him with the halter and lead rope. I use these rope halters and a 14-foot lead rope, just like right there. I can wiggle that rope, see how that clip can bump her under the chin there, and I can get her to move out of my personal space. They also have a weighted end. The lead ropes have a weighted end. That way, if I go to twirl the end of it, it's very easy for me to yield her hindquarters or get her to give me two eyes. The rope has a very unique feel to it, is that it's kind of what I call an energy or life of its own. When I wiggle it here, whatever I do with my hand, you see how it ends up at the clip? If I wiggle it more, it increases the pressure. There we go, until she moves her feet. Now, even though she reared up in the air, I'm not too worried about that. What I'm worried about is that she respects it there, and she moves out of my space. Notice that time she didn't rear up? And she's already starting to what? Look, cock a leg, and she licked the lips just then. So just by getting two eyes established on me, okay, and getting her to move out of my space, we've already started to get her to submit. Okay, let's get started here. So we've got her in the round pen. Let me see if I can get her to come off this pressure here. And I'm gonna turn her loose, okay? Let's go. Rub her here a little bit. And when I go to take this halter off, I want to start instilling some good habits in her from right now. When I take that halter off, I'm not going to let her just turn and run. Get her head tip towards me, there we go, and then I'll let her off. Okie dokie. Let's get started, mate. Another tool that I'm going to use is our handy stick. Our handy stick and string is basically just an extension of our arm, okay? It's a 4-foot fiberglass pole with a golf grip on the end of it. It's got a rubber tip on the other end. It's got a 6-foot long rope string on it, okay? The stick is 4 feet long, the string is 6 feet long, my arm's 3 feet long. So altogether, I can reach it out and I can spank or influence 13 feet away from me. By using the stick and string, I use this as a sensitizing tool to encourage my horses to move their feet. And I also use it as a desensitizing tool to get my horse to stand still, relax, and not be worried about things moving around them. See, horses hate objects, especially objects that do what? Move and what? Make a noise. Anything that doesn't live in your horse's pasture or stall, your horse classes as an object. Okay, so I want to desensitize Cider to as many objects that move and make a noise as I possibly can. So by using the halter and lead rope and the stick and string, I've got the right tools to get started from the beginning. Now, as far as round pen size goes, I like a 50-foot in diameter round pen. 50 feet in diameter. Any bigger than 50 feet in diameter, you end up doing too much running around. You end up getting twice as tired as what the horse does, okay? Any smaller than 50 feet in diameter, it's too hard for the horse to lope around. Like if you're working in a 40-foot round pen or 35-foot round pen, it's easier to do the groundwork, but it's much harder to get the horse to be able to lope around the round pen comfortably. So 50 feet is a good size to do your groundwork in and actually ride the horse in. So Cider has never been broken in, okay? Actually, I think the owner, Joanne, said that she had a saddle on her one time and that was it. But she's never necessarily been ridden, doesn't know anything else. So in my mind, I'm just going to take it right back to the beginning. So if you get a chance, this is where I'd like you to start my program in a round pen. If you don't have a round pen like this one, this is a portable panel round pen. I like a fence that's 6 feet high. My theory is anything that jumps over a 6-foot high fence, I just let the neighbors keep it. I don't worry about it, okay? So as a general, 50 feet in diameter, 6-foot high fence. There's lots of great round pens out there. So 50 feet in diameter, 6 feet high. If you've got more of a quiet broke horse, like a backyard pet, you can put them in a little electric fence round pen. You can go to Tractor Supply and get little fiberglass poles and put them in the ground, little electric fence tape, okay? You can use the electrobraid rope. They're all cheap ways of building a round pen that don't have to cost a lot of money. So what I'm gonna try to do is I'm gonna gain her respect. How do I'm gonna get her respect? By getting her feet to move forwards, backwards, left and right, and always rewarding the slightest try. So by getting her feet to move in the round pen where I'm not connected to her, it makes it safer for me because I'm not close to her. I don't know anything about this horse, so I'm going to assume that she's the most dangerous, pushy, disrespectful horse, frightened horse in the world, and I'm going to make no assumptions, because as soon as you make an assumption that the horse is quiet, or you make an assumption that they won't kick, or oh no, he won't buck with the saddle, or he won't bite, that's when they're going to get you every single time. I'm not frightened of her, but I do have a healthy respect for what horses can do to you. So as soon as you stop respecting how big and powerful they are, you're going to get hurt. It's not if you're going to get hurt, it's just when. So let's start the program, mate. Step number 1 in the round pen is I need to get control of her feet. There's 3 ways you can control a horse's mind. The first way is by creating movement, getting the horse's feet to move. The second way you can control a horse's mind is by redirecting that movement, forwards, backwards, left and right. And the third way you can control a horse's mind is by inhibiting that movement, okay? That would be like laying the horse down, hobbling them, teaching them to lead by their feet. And we'll do a bunch of that, but it won't be until step number 1 and 2 are gone. Is we're gonna create movement by getting the feet to move, and then we're gonna redirect that movement. So you gain a horse's respect by moving their feet forwards, backwards, left and right. We've got to get her to respect us, and we've got her to get her to use the thinking side of her brain.
Ever wished Clinton Anderson would just come by and help you with your horse, or that he would put on a clinic in your own arena? Well, now you can get the next best thing. Meet the Clinton Anderson Certified Clinicians. Trained by Clinton himself, these great horsemen have met all the requirements of the Clinton Anderson Academy. 16 months of intensive training at the Downunder Horsemanship Ranch. Theoretical and practical testing on Clinton's method. Hands-on experience with problem horses. Now, there is a Clinton Anderson method expert willing and able to come to where you live and ride to teach a private lesson or put on a public clinic. Learn at your own pace. Get personalized instruction, all without having to travel far from home. So if you can't find the time or the money to come to a Clinton Anderson clinic at his ranch, now you have an option. Get accelerated results. Let a Clinton Anderson certified clinician bring the method to you. Visit certifiedclinician.com for more.
And chasing her around the round pen, okay? I want to imagine there's a saddle on Cider right now, okay? And right where that girth would be if she had a saddle on is what we call the drive line. If I'm behind this drive line, I'm pushing her forward. If I get in front of that drive line, like over here, I'm going to step in front. You see how that causes her to stop, slow down, or change directions. So it's very, very important that I'm conscious about where that drive line is. Now, do you notice that I've moved her off a little faster a couple of times? Just right then, she kind of shook her head and you know, jumped in the air a little bit, and that's kind of a little bit of a lack of respect there. So automatically, I'm starting to read her, and I'm starting to ask myself, how respectful is she? Like right there, when she kind of does that. That's her telling me, hey, listen, I don't want to have to move my feet. You need to back off. I want to teach her, no, you don't need to be frightened of me, but you sure darn well need to respect me. Now, that was better. She sped her feet up without some sort of an attitude. So I normally just let them trot around the round pen to figure out where the fences are. If you put them in a round pen straight away and you start chasing them, okay, and putting a bunch of pressure on them, they might want to jump up over the fence, okay? So just let them trot around the outside a few laps and get the feel of it. Once I know the horse is not going to jump out, then I really like to get the horses to canter. By getting them to canter around the round pen, the faster you move a horse's feet, okay, the more respect you get. Most fat, lazy horses, anybody can get them to walk and trot, but if you ask them to canter, oh no, now the whole world comes to an end because they're panicked because they start losing weight, okay? So it's very important to get them cantering. So I have 3 cues to make the horse speed up. I'm gonna point up high. If that doesn't work, I'm gonna cluck. If that still doesn't work, I'm gonna spank. And I'll spank the ground with the stick and string. I'll initially spank the ground. If that doesn't work, I'm gonna spank her in the butt with it, okay? Now, because she's been abused and starved and mistreated, in all honesty, I'm not going to treat her any differently to any other horse that I would ever train. If we turned her out in the pasture, let's just say she was a bag of bones like she was when she was seized, okay? If you turned her out in the pasture with 10 other horses, they wouldn't treat her any differently. They wouldn't say, oh, no, you know, we've got to let her eat first, she's skinny, we can't pick on her, we can't bite her or kick her because she's underweight and she's been mistreated. She would go straight into the pecking order just like any other member of the herd. So in all honesty, when I find people that have had horses that have been abused, the more they act like they've been abused, the harder it is to get the horse over their issues. But if you just start acting like it's no different horse to anyone else, okay, you'd be amazed how quickly they start making progress. If it's an Arab or thoroughbred, a draft horse, gaited horse, okay, miniature, I treat them all the same. The first 90 days of my program is the foundation series, okay? Getting the basic fundamentals on our horses is very important. So, point is asking the horse to go. Cluck is, I'm warning you, and spank is spank. So every time she trots, I'm gonna give her those cues. Point, cluck, spank. There we go. So step 1 in the round pen is establish direction. Just get her feet to move. Step 2 in the round pen is what I'm gonna work on next, which is getting her to redirect in the round pen and get her to change directions, but I want her to turn into me and give me 2 eyes. Remember, 2 eyes is always better than 2 heels. A respectful horse turns and shows you his eyes and head. A disrespectful horse shows you his butt and tail. So I want to get a change of direction to the inside. So what I'm going to do when I change directions, I'm going to step out in front of a drive line, and then I'm going to walk backwards. And as I walk backwards, I'm going to hold my finger up and imagine that I'm pulling on this imaginary lead rope, okay? And I'm going to draw her to me, her head. When she gives me 2 eyes, I'm going to step to the side and ask her to change directions. Now, If she doesn't turn into me, let's just say she turns her butt towards me and turns into the fence, I'm gonna immediately cut her off and send her back the new direction, okay? So let's see what happens. I'm gonna speed her up here, step in front, now back, there. Step to the side, and we ask her to move on. The reason why I sped her up a little bit before I changed directions, that helps get them to give you 2 eyes. Remember this, the more you chase the butt, the more you get the eyes. However, the more you chase the eyes, the more you'll get the butt. So what a lot of people try and do is they try to cut the horse off to get them to turn. Drive the hindquarters, and the more you drive their butt, the more you'll drive them to look at you. So we've changed sides now, which really means what? We've changed brains. Remember, 2 horses have 2 sides to every horse, okay? They've got lefty and righty. They've got 2 sides to their brain, left side and the right side. Each side of your horse is a completely separate horse, so you've got to train them independently. Whatever we do on the left side, we must reteach it on the right side. So, first thing I'm gonna let her do is trot around, let her get a feel for it. Now I'm gonna ask her to canter, point, cluck, there we go, and spank. Now eventually I don't wanna have to spank the ground. As soon as I point, she'll immediately lope. Now you notice that I let her break to a trot, and then I correct her. I want her to be responsible for her own gait. So by working with the horse loose in the round pen, I can really get those feet moving forward. So that way when I go to put the halter and lead rope on her, it's much easier. There we go.
Anything worth having is worth working for, that's for sure. Not gonna make it here if you got any quit in you.
This is where I needed to be the best that I could be. And that's just what we do here.
Dedication, ambition, passion. To some, these are more than ideals. They are a lifestyle, a code, a path to something greater. If you think you're one of the select few who can rise to the challenge, who can dedicate themselves to mastering the method through 70 weeks of in-depth, hands-on training, let the Clinton Anderson Academy catapult your skills and provide you with the ultimate experience. If you have what it takes, become a Clinton Anderson certified clinician and change your life.
Verify ready to resume count and go for launch.
Minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3,
Flight is go.
2, 1, 0.
Chief engineer, verify ready to resume count and go for launch.
Let's change direction. Step in front, now back. Keep going back, keep going back, keep going back. Now when I get to the fence, I'm gonna walk down the fence. If she turns into the fence, I'll cut her off. Now that was good, she turned into me. So I'm having to widen the angle for her to make it easy for her to understand to turn to the inside. See, any horse can stop and turn to the outside of the round pen. I want them to step to the inside, turn in. Any horse can stop and show you their butt. I've never had a horse that's hard to catch that looked at me. I've had a lot of hard time catching horses that didn't want to look at me. Move those feet. So we'll try again, okay? Now step number 3 is get a consistent change of direction to the inside. And that's what I'm working on now, is trying to consistently get her to where she'll turn in. Step in front, now back, back, back. I'm gonna step to the side. There we go. Now this gives me a chance to see how athletic the horse is. Are they lazy? Are they hot-blooded? Are they cold-blooded? How do they handle pressure? Okay, so far she doesn't seem real hot or real cold. Kind of in the middle, which ain't bad. Step in front, now back, back. Keep going back until you get to the fence. Then I'll step to the fence here. She may turn in the fence, she may turn in the center. That's a good girl. So right now, I'm working on step number 3, which is getting a consistent change of direction to the inside. She's not very good at it, but she'll get better. This is just day 1. Okay, she's been turning away from people and running from people her whole life. So she's not gonna catch on to giving 2 eyes instantly really good, okay? So point, there we go. Step in front, now back. Now I'm gonna step to the side. I'm gonna see if I can get this a little better. What I'm gonna do now is I'm not gonna babysit her so much and walk back so far. I'm gonna step out to the side and back and then step around the other side and see if I can get a better change of direction. I'm gonna get a little closer to her and now come out. Now I'm gonna step to the side. She turned into the fence, cut her off. We'll try it again. Back, step to the side, cut her off again. See how I whipped her butt this end? If I can touch that tail, it's fair game. You better not stick it in my face. Back, back. Now that's what I'm looking for there. You notice that she didn't stop that time? She kind of changed directions and kept the feet moving. That's ultimately what I'm looking for, is that the horse comes round and changes direction real smooth. So I'm gonna start doing a lot more change of direction. Now I'm gonna let her break down to a trot because she can't canter forever, of course. It's kind of hot and she's not in real good shape. So I can't physically exhaust her, but I've certainly got to make sure I've got my point across to say, I need you to allow me to move your feet. Step in front. There we go. So I'm looking for that consistent change of direction. She stops and immediately turns in. She wants to kind of stop and dwell. Step in front, like right here. Even though she turned into the fence, I didn't let her stop. Let's try it again. Step in front. Okay, cut her off again. Step in front. That's what I'm looking for right there. Notice that when she turns in, I kind of leave her alone, don't I? I don't do much to her. Try it again. Step in front. Because she's off the fence a little bit, she's using that as an option to turn right. Send her on again. Step in front, now back. That's a little better. I have a little theory. If I've got enough energy to do the wrong thing, more than likely I've got enough energy to do the right thing. Step in front, back. See, the more a horse does something, it becomes a habit or a pattern in their mind. Okay, it's like a blueprint. So every time she changes direction to the inside, I'm reinforcing, don't turn away from me. Turn into me. Step in front. There we go. Excellent. So I'm gonna let her stop here in a second. That's good, she's licking her lips a little bit. Step in front. There we go. Now she's starting to get it. So as she gets better, notice that I let her relax here. Okay, don't put a lot of pressure on her. I thought that was a great place to quit her because that was where she wanted to turn into the fence, right at that angle, wasn't it, over there? That time she turned into me pretty good, and I thought, you know what, that'd be a great place to reward her. I want her to think that the only place she gets her air back is if she gives me 2 eyes. Right now, her most vulnerable asset, the asset that she really wants the most is air, okay? I'm gonna show her the only place she's gonna have to get air is if she gives me 2 eyes. So step number 4 in the round pen is get the horse to stop, turn in, and then eventually walk all the way up to you, or you'll walk away and they'll follow you. So step 1, establish direction. Step 2, establish a change of direction to the inside. Get the horse to stop and turn to the inside. Step 3 is get a consistent change of direction to the inside, where stop, turn, stop, turn. When I say stop, turn, ultimately you don't want them to stop and then turn, you want it to just flow. In the beginning, she wanted to stop, hang up on the fence, and then turn in. Towards the end, she got it to where she could keep the trot. I'd like them to just trot those figure 8s where they just keep their momentum going. And step number 4 is get the horse to stop, turn, and come in. And how do you do that? You catch their eye, and as soon as they look at you, you walk away, okay? So, even though I want to catch her, that's my end goal. Before I do catch her, I want to make sure I got control of her feet. I can make her walk, trot, and canter. I want to make sure I can get her to change directions. And I want to also make sure that I can get her to give me 2 eyes and yield her hindquarters as well. She thinks that when I drive towards her butt, that means she should go forward. When I lean forward and look at her hindquarters, it means turn and face me. This is the, catch her eyes. There, she turned and faced me there. That's why you do the change of direction first when you're doing the round pen, because every time I step back in front of that drive line, that's her cue to stop and face me. See what happens here. There, that was pretty good. Now I lost her and she went to walk off, didn't she? And then right when she got back to the center, she turned and faced me again. That's a good sign that she went to leave town and then she said, maybe I should check back in. Okay, put a little pressure on that hindquarters. Catch her eye. Catch her eye. Now that was really good right there. I'm not trying to get up to her right now. I'm trying to get control of her feet. Now that was really good now. Now that I'm getting closer to the fence, this will put her in more of a vulnerable position. As I come down this fence now, it's going to be more attractive for her just to turn off that direction than turn and face me. Let's see what she does. She's thinking about it. Oh, that's good. That's excellent. See, I actually like this. I love it when I'm on the outside of the round pen and they're on the inside. That's really good. So as they start disengaging their hip, they'll let you get closer to them as well. Ah, now she's getting it, isn't she? Look at this. Good girl. Remember, you work on one side at a time. It's not about catching the horse. Even though we'd like to catch her, it's not about that. The lesson is about getting control of her feet, getting her to respect me, getting her to use the thinking side of her brain rather than the reactive side of her brain. It's getting this communication, this pecking order between me and her established. I'm number 1 in the pecking order, she's number 2. So let's work on the other side, mate. Now remember, new side, new brain. So I'm going to see if I can just get one step of that. Now she's thinking about turning away here, isn't she? I need that right hind leg. Get ready. Catch her eye, catch her eye. That's what I was after right there. Did you see that there? She kind of stepped away with that butt. Just because they can do it on one side doesn't mean they can do it on the other. So again, I'm going to lean forward, pull on her nose with this imaginary lead rope. Now that was really good then. So I'm trying to do the exact same thing on the opposite side before I walk up and start touching her. That's it, excellent. But it's so important to establish this from the beginning. Get this imaginary lead rope on them. Get them connected to you mentally. When you get a horse mentally wanting to be with you, when you do have the halter and lead rope on, it's really easy. But if just because you got the halter and lead rope on doesn't mean they mentally want to be with you. They're mentally trying to get away from you. Good place to quit her for a second. Just let her have a little air. That's a girl. Good girl. Isn't she clever? This is exactly the place you want to reward her when she's giving you 2 eyes. Horses love to be rubbed over the eyes, real soft like that with your palm of your hand. So, what I'd like to do now is just give her say, 20, 30-minute break and just let her think about this, and then we can come back and finish off the rest of the lesson. But this is a great place to quit her. She's given me 2 eyes, and now when I do quit her, I want to walk away from her. I don't want her to walk away from me. Let's let her have some time to think about it.